What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Curious where we are heading into this fight. How's the mind? How's the body? How are we feeling?
Feeling great. This fight camp, we had a ton of notice, so I was a little bit hesitant about 145, having just come off of a fight at lightweight, and I felt great at lightweight. So I was like, I'll go cut back down to 145. But we had so much notice that this weight cut was actually easier than the weight cut down to 145. So I've had a ton of energy, and I'm very excited for this fight.
When you get to fight week and you realize that the energy is still there, does that give you a lift, right? You're sort of apprehensive, like, oh my God, am I going to get this crashed? And when you don't, do you sort of get a lift last minute?
Yeah, absolutely. I've never felt this good in fight week. Like usually, like I kind of like bedridden, just eating a couple grapes here and there or something. But this one, I've been eating like full meals, eating tons, and running around, going out, going to the mall, doing all kinds of stuff, and I've had tons of energy. So yeah, I'm very, very excited.
How do you expect that to transfer into the cage? Are you expecting, obviously you go in there, you fight your heart out, but are you sort of expecting at this point to have an extra pop, an extra gear to go into in that fight?
Yeah, absolutely. Not even necessarily an extra gear, because I usually push myself pretty hard, but I feel like it's going to be able to, I'll be able to sustain that for the whole fight. Whereas some of my fights before, I'll have a great first round. I'm able to showcase some of my skills and techniques, and then it kind of dies off. Whereas now, definitely, I feel like I've got, 4 or 5 rounds worth of, running the, at like 195, 100%.
What sort of fight are we expecting out of this guy? Barn burner, grappling exchange, fist fight? What are we expecting on Saturday?
Definitely fist fight. There's going to be some serious fisticuffs thrown in there. He's going to come forward. I know he likes to box. He throws some kicks and stuff, but he's definitely more of a boxer, and I like to swing. So I think we're gonna meet in the middle, and I think I'm a little bit bigger, a little bit more technical, and I think I'm going to hit him pretty hard, and we might see him go away real early.
Obviously, no one wants to necessarily be in this crazy war, but when you get a name on the desk and you think, there could be 50 G's here if I play this card right, is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think it's going to be some sort of bonus, whether it's he comes forward, we meet, and he's able to survive the 3 rounds, and we get the fight of the night, or we come forward and meet, and he's not as durable against my power, and then I get the performance bonus.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
What was the decision to go back down to featherweight?
UFC. It wasn't up to me. They said, hey, you want to fight Superboy? I'm like, absolutely. That sounds awesome. They're like, perfect, 145. I'm like, well, what's he feel about maybe going up to 150 or 155? And they said, no, can't do. So, like, oh boy. So I talked with my coaches, and again, this one we had a lot of time for the training camp. So we're like, you know what, we can do this safely, and we can do it kind of smart way. So yeah.
I guess just how disappointing was it to go back down? Because I know that you spent a long time, a lot part of that, layoff, putting on muscle, getting your body ready for lightweight, just to go back down to featherweight.
Yeah. I mean, I felt great at 155. Just, you see some guys, at 55 that are coming down from, like 200 pounds. Like, I still never really got that big. I'm not sure with my frame if I would perform well, being that heavy and cutting down. So I think I am a natural 145er. Just didn't have the opportunity and wasn't able to cut the weight right. So, yeah, before we did this training camp, I was a little like, this sucks. I was comfortable at 155, but after how well this training camp went, with my fiance by my side, helping me with my nutrition and my food and all that stuff, it's been absolutely awesome. So I'm excited to be back at 45 now.
And so, your last fight was in sold out O2 London. You were going to go to Korea, going into enemy territory, but now you're, back at the Apex where it's a little more comfortable. Are you happy with that, or were you hoping to go to Korea?
I was excited about Korea. I figured they'd probably sell out. It'd be a nice big stadium. I could steal some fans and stuff. But Vegas is almost like a second home for me now. Just from doing some training camps here, cornering other training partners, fighting here. Like, I'm so used to Las Vegas, and obviously it's very similar. Like, food, everything, culture is all very similar to Canada. So it's it's not much different. So it's basically my second home now.
And then I just wanted, you didn't really get to talk a little bit before your last fight, but from your fight from Billy Q to Jai Herbert, there was almost a 2-year layoff. What went into that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think like after the Billy Q fight, I'd mentioned the UFC that I'd like to move up to 155. And I think maybe just like 55, just such a stacked division. There's so many athletes that it just kind of took a while, I guess, for them to find an opening for me. But yeah, like I stayed ready and was looking for a fight, and that's when something came up for me.
So with you, throughout your career, you've been pretty active, like at least fighting twice a year. So how bummed were you to be on the sidelines while everybody else was fighting?
Yeah, I mean that really sucked. I put a lot into this. I sacrifice a lot, even just to train. I have to travel. It's about 2.5, 3 hours away from like my hometown. So, I spent a lot of time, away from my family. And I kept that up, the whole time in the layoff. So without, a fight or a goal, ahead, it definitely, it can get kind of grueling, doing the training and all that stuff without something lined up. So yeah, it was definitely difficult having that much time off. But now that we're back at it, I'm going to put on a pretty strong performance, and the UFC I think is going to bring me back really quick.
How excited are you to be the one to welcome back the Korean Superboy?
Very excited. I think I think the UFC matchmakers, I think they did a good thing here. I think they know what they're getting. They know what I bring to the table, and they know what Superboy brings. So I think they've put on a really good fight.
It's a ridiculous fight, and shoe in for Fight of the Night. Do you feel like you're fighting for your job?
Not necessarily. I've felt like I was fighting for my job a few times, and then the decision didn't go my way or whatever happened. I still had a job, so I don't know. Somebody's looking out for me up there, so I'm not too worried about that. Not thinking about that. I'm just going to go in and put on the fight of my life, and I think the UFC respects that, and yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Hey, brother, just a quick question. As a fellow Canadian, where do you think we're at as far as MMA goes right now? Because we were spoiled for so long with like GSP as champion and Patrick Cote and Mark Hominick, David Loiseau. So as a country as a whole, where do you think Canadian MMA is at right now?
Yeah, I think we're in a little bit of a lull right now. But I think we're getting ready to blow up again. Like we got myself, my training partner Mike Malott. He's just coming on the scene, and he's making a big splash, so that'll be good. We got Gavin Tucker, we got Charles Jourdain. Like we got a lot of talent right now. It's just we're just kind of waiting for one of us to kind of reach that kind of next level of stardom. So hopefully I'm able to do that here, this weekend with Dooho. And then again, Mike Malott, he's fighting again this month. I think he's going to put on a good show as well. So I think we're really going to see a huge resurgence in Canada. And then hopefully the UFC comes to Canada a few times this year, and then I can hop on there as well.
I just have one for you. This card is going to be at a much later time than normal. Have you had to adjust at all for that? Are you thinking about that, or do you think it's not going to matter what time?
No, we actually started planning for this fight time over a week ago. So we started to adjust. We put together like a sleeping plan and a training plan. So we're going to be as primed as possible for the the fight to be on at like 1 a.m. Thank you.